Hello, beautiful people. Luke Orletto here. So most people know the Ides of March with the negative connotation as when Caesar, the Roman emperor, was murdered. So the assassination. But funny enough, the Ides of March, the real meaning is because the Roman calendar was based on lunar cycles. So the Ides of March was around the full moon. So I'm taking the energy from that and shining light, right? So I'm here right now to shine light on the assassination or the killing of hopes and dreams. Whose hopes and dreams? Everyone's. There is a $1 trillion campaign driving a narrative about who we aren't, what you are not, what you're not capable of, what you should do, what you should not do, how you should think, how you should not think. And if you allow that narrative to run your life, because they're not done. The puppeteers have more in store for the rest of us on the planet, right? The opportunity is up to you. Do you listen to the narrative or do you not? Let me give you some examples of what happens, period, when somebody feeds us a narrative, especially when it's based on lack and limitation. And that's what I'm focusing on, because you have unlimited potential. You're a multifaceted being. You're being taught on a regular basis that that's not true. And that is not true, right? So there was a gentleman I was blessed to meet a couple years ago and then work on. And when he told me the story, when he was in elementary school, he went through one of these medical assessments, and they told him that he had a heart condition, and they brought his parents in and said, "You should never let him play sports, especially running." Good thing that he and his parents did not listen to that, because he became a world champion sprinter, a gold medalist in the Olympics, and was the final leg of the relay team, U.S., who beat the Jamaicans, where Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, was the anchor leg for that team. What if he would have listened? What if his parents would have listened to that narrative, that story that your child can't do this? One life. They chose to do something different. World champion, gold medalist, one of the fastest people ever to run on this planet. Here's some other people you might have heard of, right? Walt Disney was fired from his job back in the Kansas City Star because his editor said he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Walt Disney, right? What if he would have listened to that instead of his own inner voice, knowing that he had just a little bit of imagination? Michael Jordan, you know, that guy that played basketball, you might have heard of him. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team, I believe twice. He didn't make it. I know at least once, but I think twice. And Jordan went on to say himself that he had missed over 9,000 shots in his career. He'd lost almost 300 games, and on 26 occasions, he was entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and he missed all of them. He had failed over and over again, but that's why he succeeded, because he didn't see the failure as a way out, but as a way up. How can I get better? After a performance in Nashville's Grand Ole Opry, the concert hall manager went up to Elvis, the king of rock and roll, and said, "You should go back to Memphis and recommit to your current job." At that point was a truck driver. Elvis. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. Steve Jobs, Apple Computers. Albert Einstein was expelled from school and was not admitted to the Zurich Polytechnical Institute. You know the rest of the story. Albert Einstein. Lucille Ball, the actress, she was considered a failed actress and before her hit show, I Love Lucy, she was considered a failed actress and a B-list actress. So much so that her drama instructor urged her to find another career. What if these people would have listened to that narrative, the assassination of hopes and dreams, because that was their viewpoint? versus the individual's viewpoint. Lucille Ball, Elvis, Jordan, Einstein, Disney. A couple more. You might have heard of this guy, and it's Van Gogh, right? I think he might have painted a thing or two, but while he was alive, he sold one painting, and it was to a friend for a tiny bit of money, just to be able to get some essentials like food. Now his paintings are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Socrates was, as everybody is aware of, the visionary, but at the time when he was living, his innovative ideas labeled him as an immoral corrupter of the youth, which led him to his death sentence. Stephen King, the author, his most renowned book, Carrie, was rejected 30 times and he threw it away. His wife literally went into the trash, pulled it out, and urged him to resubmit. That was his first book, Stephen King. What if, right? What if? So, whose narrative are you listening to? The one inside that speaks truth, or one that's coming from the outside, driven by a lot of money, that's based on lack and limitation, not your highest good? That's up to you. As Socrates said, the unexamined life isn't worth living. And he also implored us to know thyself. So I support you to do just that, right? And I support you to join me. I'm holding a retreat on my property out at the foothills of the Cherokee National Forest, where we're going to do some beautiful work to help you remember and discover who you really be. When you change your story, you change your life. As Socrates said, the unexamined life isn't worth living. So the better we know ourselves, one, the less we fear others, the less we fear ourselves. But it's our job to really discover who we be, so we can walk to our own narrative and live out fully in that capacity. You are amazing. Remember that and live into it. And if you'd like help doing so at really high levels, join me. I'll put a link in the description here. If I put it now, it doesn't get shared. Matter of fact, on that note, if this video resonates at all, please share it. Because I have been speaking against the narrative. My videos get squashed. They get censored, they don't get put out. So as this is out a little bit, if it resonates, please share it. Put it in front of other people's eyes. Most importantly, put it in front of their heart. And then if it resonates for you or anybody else to join me in May, click the link. There's more details about that. Love to have you. Abundant blessings. Keep strong. Shine your light. Peace. Ciao.